So here's the wheel, and you can see it's just a lot nicer in general. It's got a better feel to it. We're going to be able to use our volume on both sides now. Okay, we've got all the parts laid out for a steering wheel conversion on the Land Rover. So here's all the parts, and here's all the steps we're going to be looking at. Let's go to the first one. Steering wheel upgrade. A 2005 to 2009 Land Rover Discovery can be upgraded to use the steering wheel from a 2010 to 2013. There are several specialized parts required to support the paddle shifters and heating functions. You can add adaptive cruise if you'd like, but I'm not doing that. Next step. This steering wheel was sourced from a 2011 Range Rover Sport. It requires a clock spring with an extra connection for the heated wheel. The clock spring part number is LR018556. The steering wheels in the LR4, Discovery 4, and Range Rover Sport, they're just a little bit nicer. Look, they got this perforated leather here. They look a little cooler. It'll still use the same airbag. Now, one of the things about this conversion is that these buttons, they do different things on a mini menu in the newer Land Rover. For the LR3 or Discovery 3, both of these are just going to become seek and volume and mode selectors on both sides. But the cruise selections will continue to function as expected. The call controls will function, and we've got the new heated switch right down here. And of course we've got the Tiptronic gear selectors here. You function those with behind the steering wheel here. So that'll be kind of fun to toy with. So then the main difference with this clock spring is it's got a spot for the power to pass through the steering wheel, and that's necessary for the heated element to function. So these extra couple connectors enable that. The way you know you've got the right one is you'll have 3 connections, and this one on the side, that's for the heat. Next step. The heated wheel needs a power source. This wiring harness from FutureNet Limited intercepts 12 volts at the cigarette lighter and is the correct length to reach the steering wheel. The wiring loom part number is HSWLOOM. This connects into the existing wiring at the cigarette lighter, and so you just kind of splice in and out here. And what you end up doing is running this little line all the way up into the clock spring here. Connects to some of this existing wiring. This one here, I think the connector is a little bit reddish colored. Yeah, and so anyways, this is where the power passes through the clock spring for the heated wheel, and this is where we source the power from the cigarette lighter. And the loom is a pretty simple design. It just intercepts the power for the cigarette lighter, and it's going to send it on up to that clock spring like I was talking about. Next step. There is a major difference in how the steering wheel controls send information between the early and late model L319s. Using a newer wheel on an older model requires custom PCBs to convert the signals. These are the printed circuit boards, so if all you want to do is get the nice look of the new steering wheel, if you want your cruise to keep working, or your call controls if you have them, or the volume controls, well, then you're going to need only these boards. So these are the printed circuit boards, or PCBs for short. And they're really important because they change the way that the signals go from the steering wheel controls back down into the computer to make the functions occur as expected. A pretty custom piece of kit here, and very cool that it exists. So you can see how there's one for each side here. They fit right underneath these controls. Next step. These are the part numbers from Black Box Solutions for the printed circuit boards. AC031 steering wheel conversion kit. AC032 heated steering add-on. AC034 paddle shift add-on. So how they work is this heated connection piece is an optional kit that will go onto the main boards. Same thing here with the paddle shifters. This will go onto the main boards. And this unit actually gets wired in with these loose wires here down next to the transmission shifting lever. So these pieces go onto here besides this one with the wire coil. That goes down by the shift lever. This is a part number for those PCBs. If all you want is the updated steering wheel and controls, all you need is this piece. If you want to add the heating element, you need this piece. If you want to add those Tiptronic shifter controls, you're going to need these couple pieces here. I'm pretty excited about the Tiptronic controls, or they're commonly called paddle shifters. You're going to shift down and up right here. But not because I'm a go fast kind of driver, because I want to have more control at my fingertips when I'm on the trail. I like to go four-wheeling. Next step. Okay, so this is all of the parts that are required for what we're going to be doing. We've got the steering wheel. We've got the power source for the heat. We've got the printed circuit boards. You've got the controller for the heat. We've got the attachment for the paddle shifters and the wireless transmitter for the shift lever. And then in the center here, well, that's our clock spring that accepts the power. And there you have it. That's all the parts you need to do what I want to do. And maybe you want to do it too. In the next video, we'll take a look at how to install this stuff.